New York in the 80s, in New York in the late 70s was a huge celebration and a party. And it was very sexually motivated as well, it has to be said, especially in the gay world. And then all of a sudden in 1981, little notices appeared in my doctor's office saying there's a pernicious pneumonia going around. Don't take poppers. And then all of a sudden I knew this guy who was an actor in Alcoholics Anonymous, because I joined AA in April of 1981, April 17, and I met this very handsome actor called Michael. And then somebody said to me the next week, I said, "Where's Michael?" And they said, "He died." I said, "Died? What do you mean he's died?" They said, "He died. He's got this pneumonia that's going around and it floored him and he's gone." And then I had this other friend called David Jackson in the meetings, and I went out for dinner with David one night, and he pulled up his sweater and there were all the black Kaposi sarcoma marks on his arm. And he was the next to go. I went to see him in hospital and the blinds were down, and I said, "Oh David, it's a really beautiful day outside." And he said, "I don't want to see the day anymore." And he never did. He kept the blinds down and he died. And it got worse and worse. And in the end, people were dropping like flies. I mean, all my neighbours next door, there was a whole English gang who lived next door to me. Every one of them died. And then all my friends out on Fire Island, I used to have coffee with from AA. We used to all meet and have coffee together. They all went. All of them. You couldn't process it, you know. How can you process all this death and dying and seeing people on the streets? You could always see the people on the streets. They were wasting away. They had walking sticks. They were being helped along by friends. You knew they were dying. My friend Michael Harris, who was such a strong person, cried in his flat to me, "Tony, I don't want to die." And I knew he was going to. I knew he was going to. And of course he did. And I went, luckily I was not living in LA at the time, but I was traveling and I happened to be in LA when they did his little memorial service, and which I went to, and we set the balloons off and everything. And a lot of people were special people to me and other people who lost all their special friends, because it was like a tight-knit community of people. And one after the other, they dropped and went. And in the end, I had to leave New York. I couldn't stay there anymore. It was too sad. And Elton said to me, "You're too sad. You should go and do something about it." So he very kindly packed me off to rehab. And I went and cried. Now I don't cry, but I feel a great sadness, because now I'm an older man now. I'm an 80-year-old man, and so people around me are dying because they're older and they're dying of natural causes. But I feel like saying, I've been through this experience once already. I've been through the experience of my friends dying 40 years ago. And also there's the time when I found out that I had HIV. That was the worst day of my life. I went to the doctor. I was about to go on a Rolling Stones tour and I had a test. And I said to the doctor, "Where's my HIV test?" He said, "Oh, I'll get my assistant to bring it in." And she came in, she looked a bit straight-faced, and she gave it to him. And he said, "I'm afraid you've been exposed to HIV." And I just thought, well, this is the worst day of my life. Am I going to go out the same way that my friends went? Am I going to waste away to nothing? Am I going to have sores? Am I going to that? But luckily, thank God, I got my diagnosis after the triple therapy medication came along, and now I only have to take a pill a day in the morning. And I've been HIV now for 18 years, 17, 18 years. I don't even think about it anymore. There was a time when I thought, am I never going to be able to stop thinking about this? And now I don't think about it anymore.